Black Bag is a new espionage thriller starring Cate Blanchette, Michael Fassbender, directed by Steven Soderbergh. As someone who doesn't normally gravitate towards these kind of films, this is what your wife or girlfriend might think. Let's discuss. If you're new to my channel, really quick, hi, my name is Paige. I'm an actor, filmmaker. My favorite genres are horror and slice of life dramas. I review new releases as well as post some think pieces on genres or films or whatever that I find interesting to dive deeper into. So if that speaks to you, subscribe and we can hang out and talk movies. Okay, so Black Bag. When intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse is suspected of betraying the nation, her husband, also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or his country. So look, this film is very much straightforward in a very refreshing way. You know, sometimes you see a trailer for a spy thriller with some talented as A-list actors and you're like, looks pretty good. And then you actually go and you sit in the theater and you watch the movie and you're like, it was pretty good. So that was refreshing to me. This film has an intimate quality to it in that there really isn't a big cast. And the film is sort of bookended with two scenes that take place at a dinner table with 6 people in each, 3 different couples. So that really lends itself to this sort of intimate vibe that the whole film really has. Overall, plot was solid. Solid 7, I would say. No plot holes, made sense. Again, very straightforward. The film is 93 minutes, and 93 minutes. I mean, I'll watch anything that's under 100 minutes, let's be real. The movie really chugged along. The acting, again, solid. I mean, you got Cate Blanchett, you got Michael Fassbender, and you have a bunch of other recognizable actors in it as well. But with those two powerhouses in the lead roles, you know you're in for something, again, solid. Now, I do love Michael Fassbender, but the most recent film I saw him in was The Killer, which, to be honest, I hated. I had such an adverse reaction to it. Averse. I didn't have a good reaction to it. I just didn't like the message. I didn't like the plot. I just didn't like it. And which was so crazy to say because, hello, it's David Fincher. Like, I love so many of his movies. That's a whole other... Maybe I should make a David Fincher post. Anyway, Cate Blanchett doing her thing. You know, her very, like, Cate Blanchett thing, this sort of mysterious, unreadable character who is the other half of the marriage to Michael Fassbender, who does an excellent job at playing her devoted and quite serious husband. They're both agents with very high level clearances, and this film really explores their marriage through the lens of being married and being in love and being devoted to your partner, but also balancing that with this very intense job and how you sort of balance your allegiances to your partner versus your country/job. The film questions secrecy. I mean, it's a spy thriller, but really it's like how much of yourself do you actually really share with your partner? The title of the film, Black Bag, is a little saying that is mentioned a few times throughout the film, and it basically means when you're in a relationship with someone and you have a secret mission, essentially, and someone asks you about it, who knows that you have secret missions, but you can't really share details with that person or anyone. So you simply reply, Black Bag. And there are 3 different couples at various levels of seriousness and timelines of how long they've been together in this film. And we see each of these couples really grapple with this idea in very different ways, which I thought was engaging. Like, do we ever really know anyone? Even our lover? They're British, so, you know. And honestly, Steven Soderbergh has been doing his Steven Soderbergh thing for a long time and doing it quite well. I haven't seen Presence yet, but so far in 2025, this other film that he's released just to me further cements himself as being an incredibly intelligent and efficient and powerful filmmaker. The script was written by David Koepp, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, and it was quite tight, which I really liked. You know, there was a couple moments in the beginning where it felt very on the nose, but it really just worked because, again, the whole movie, these 93 minutes, really chugged along, and there was no excess fat really present in this movie. And although in the beginning it sort of was like a in my brain, it ended up working for me in the long-term viewing of the movie. So, you know, we're exploring this idea of how well do you really know the person sleeping next to you? And obviously this is not the first or only and will not be the last film that asks this question through the lens of spies, but it's a great example of like, you know what? Not every movie has to reinvent the wheel. Not every movie has to reinvent the wheel. My one complaint, and I mean, big budget studio film with incredible filmmakers, obviously it was intentional, it just didn't really work for me, was the whites and the like fluorescent lights were really like blown out, and I don't know, found it a little distracting. But again, if you leave a movie and that's kind of the one thing that you're like, I wish that was different, I'd say it's a pretty solid movie. There's that word again, solid. So yeah, this film is fun. It's a little sexy. It's a little thrilling. Who doesn't love a little maybe potential treason, you know? So if you're thinking about checking out Black Bag, I say you should do it. Have you seen Black Bag? What did you think? Also, did you see The Killer and did you like it? Is it me? Am I the problem? Make sure to subscribe so we can hang out again soon. Happy movie watching.